Oh my god, this is frozen. Hello everyone and welcome to Fancast. We are why is it frozen on Craig? Hello everyone and welcome to Fancast podcast while I fix my screen. Today we're here with Grimmijaggers. Yay! Hello Tiger Amber, thank you for the follow. It will not
dear.
I was just saying how it was going to all go perfect. Nope. No,
No, it
nothing
never
can go
does.
perfect.
Never does. Never
It never
does.
does. So,
Oh dear.
everyone who doesn't know, Grimmy here does animatics from the SMP on YouTube and also some OC animatics for her own characters. She has been in this,
Yeah.
making content for this fandom for going for a year now, actually, like more than a year.
Yeah, a few years now, but I didn't take it very seriously for a long while. So yeah, I'd say been taking it more seriously in the last couple years.
Completely valid.
So yeah, last couple years.
Completely valid. You are also.
I think most people feel that way.
Yes, you're also close to 100k, and you have promised everyone that when you reach 100k, you are going to wear a maid outfit on your YouTube.
Yeah, a cat-made outfit specifically. H-bomb is to blame for that. I was drawing H-bomb. I was drawing H-bomb on stream, and I don't know how we came to that topic. It was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if at 100k I wore a cat-made outfit? And then my friend was like, I'm holding you to that. And I was like, yeah, you better. And yeah, I doomed myself.
And now here
basically.
we are. I think everybody has doomed themselves at least once on stream, honestly. I have been named Larson.
At least once. At least once.
Yep.
Oh, hi, Melon. Melon's in chat. Melon's one of my moderators.
Oh, really? Well, hi, Melon.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like fix everything. There we go. Goodbye, mouse. You are giving me problems. There we go. So, Grimmy, you make content, you make animatics, you draw a lot, you make fan art, you have AUs.
Yeah.
What is to date your favorite animatic you have made?
It's the one called Sam Attacks Dream. And it's kind of the first animatic that I really let myself sort of like have fun with my headcanons for the Dream SMP stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was it was the first time, but it's like my first introduction to the Dream SMP fandom wasn't bad, but it was very mixed experience. And so I was a bit like, okay, I have this kind of, I'd like to say, unique design for Sam, which is he can unhinge his jaw basically like a snake, because I like that. I think that's cool. I think that's freaky. I'm into that stuff.
I love that.
And I was like, I haven't seen anybody else do that. Like, I've seen centaurs, I've seen all of that, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I have this idea of after Tommy died, that he basically goes into the prison and like into the cell and basically is like really mad at Dream and almost kills him, but then doesn't, because it's like, oh, it's not what Tommy would have wanted. All of that, which apparently is something that actually happened in the canon, but I didn't know that until afterwards, and I was like, Melon actually helped me come up with the unhinged jaw idea.
Good.
But basically, it's the first time I let myself sort of have some creative freedom with a scene beyond just being really strict to what actually happened with the audio.
Yeah.
And I think you can tell that after that point, I sort of really let myself sort of go wild of how I interpreted the scenes, like Dream's torture scenes and like my You're Not Special Michael animatic and all those different things. I just sort of went, I think this character would do X, Y, and Z. I see it that way happening. I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna have fun. I don't care what people say. So I think that's why I really like Sam Attacks Stream is my favorite animatic, because it's the first animatic where I really just said, screw you, I do what I want. I was like 22 at the time. I'm too old to care what teenagers on the internet think. I'm just gonna have fun. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's like, screw you. You're not the boss of me. As a fanfiction writer, I can absolutely understand that feeling. Melo says we love the idea, and yes, I love that, because let's be real, Monster Sam is best Sam.
Monsters just is great. I just love monsters.
Yes, I love the idea. Like,
characters that don't seem like they have like huge monster aspects of them, and then to just have a quirk, and you're like, The fuck? Yes.
Yeah,
A little quirk, little detail.
Yeah.
Makes it fun.
I love how this fandom has two things in common. Like the awesome dude part of this fandom, and is that
Yeah.
Sam has monster characteristics because he's a creeper, and Sam flirts way too much with too many people. Like he should just settle down.
As he should. Why not?
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say it the other way, and then I remember that there are probably children here, so I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
No. I made a mini comic on Valentine's collecting all of Sam's tweets that he posted that day, and it's him basically saying, "Foolish, I'll be your Valentine," and then saying afterwards, not less than 24 hours later, saying, "Puns, be my Valentine," and then answering to Dream saying, "Oh, be my Valentine. I'm kind of with Foolish, but be my Valentine." And then Foolish is like, "The heck," and then Puns is like, "The heck," and he's like, "No, I didn't mean it," and he's just forgotten Punk exists.
Yeah, he just forgot Punk. Punk is there in the corner, like, what about me?
It's like it's fine.
That is why,
funny,
like, actually, Foolish, Punk, and Sam are called the Homewrecker Trio, and I find that beautiful.
It's great. I love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite trio. They're just so funny together.
Honestly, they're so funny, and like
The banter is beautiful.
Yes, I like that. Is literally the only things we can agree on. Sam is a monster, and Sam is a. I'm not gonna say the word. But let's just say he's
great.
canonically a stripper. Canonically.
Yeah, and that's one part of canon. I'm just like, it's a bit like with the whole Sally and Wilbur thing. It's like that exists.
We're going to ignore it.
We're going to ignore it for the most part, unless I can make it angsty. Then I'll make an animatic of it. But for the most part, just let people have fun, and I'll be on my side, which is make everything miserable.
And speaking of, thank you for making me sad with your Sai animatic. I cried for 10 minutes.
You're so welcome. The entirety of chat, the entirety of the comment section is just, "You've made me cry over a salmon," and I'm like, "You're so welcome."
No, the thing is, I am not surprised because I am a Sally apologist. I love that fucking salmon. I'm just like, why make her a bad person? Can exactly make any youngster when I'm pregnant. Melon, you are onto something, but nope. No.
Other people have pointed that out, and every single time I'm like, listen, I know what Wilbur said. What Wilbur does in his free time is his business. Okay, like man, let the man. I said this to my friends. Let the man be his little stinky man self in his corner.
Yes.
I'm gonna take his law too seriously and make it sad.
Exactly. Like, also, you can absolutely make Embre gangsty. The fact that
I'm not gonna touch it. No. You fan fiction writers, you can keep it. I'm happy. I had my phase of weird 14-year-old fanfics.
Oh yeah, no, get it. Me too.
I've traumatized myself into not writing anymore. Is basically what I'm saying.
Completely.
So I make animatics.
Yep. I just love how this fandom is in its whole embrace weird era, and I'm just watching Twitter burn, to be honest. I'm just in my corner watching Twitter burn.
The thing is, I think for a lot of us who are like older in the fandom, we've seen so much already, especially if you've been like me and you've been on the internet for at least a decade. It's like you've seen so much already, nothing phases you, but at the same time it's like it doesn't faze me, but at the same time I don't want to deal with it.
Exactly.
It's like look at all these horrible things. Like the fandom is very new to the internet, so sometimes I'll do something that for me is very normal. Like I don't know, somebody gets stabbed, a dog dies, and the whole of the comment section is like, "No, dog," and I'm like, there's so much worse out there. It's like you don't know the things I've seen.
Listen, I've not been here on naked. I've been in the fandom scene for a good 7 years, though. I have seen shit. I was in the Voltron fandom, and a popular part of the Percy Jackson fandom on Wattpad.
I'm so sorry.
Immediately apologizing.
As a fellow Voltron enjoyer, early Voltron enjoyer, I apologize for the fandom being the way it is.
Listen, you are an early Voltron enjoyer. You are redeemed of your sins. I became a fan of Voltron right before season 6 came out. I was in the worst. I just became a fan when the worst people joined. I was just like, oh no. It was funny. I honestly think season 8 is good. Like, why?
Happens. What I've noticed of myself when it comes to like fandoms, I tend to end up in like the unpopular side of the fandom.
Yeah,
so that doesn't mean like it doesn't mean like it just means there's less people into it. For example, Awesome Dude is people know the character more now, but I've sort of found a niche in the fandom, and I've sort of made myself like Awesome Dude propaganda animatic artist, and just being like, it's like there is more to this character than you're giving him credit for, and I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna shame you for not appreciating it.
There's actually
and I did the same. And I'm the same with Voltron. I was like Galra. I was like the baddies, big purple alien furries. Why would you not want that? And then the paladins on the other side are having like shipping wars, and I'm like, no, here, see, we don't have shipping wars here because we're just appreciating the fluff.
Yeah, we just have furries.
So I just end up in that side of fandoms of people just being like, we're just happy to be here.
No, I understand it. I understand. I'm a foolish main, so like I get it. I actually there is this TikTok creator, Awesome IRL, who is like, you and them are the people when I think about Awesome Dude. Like, and I honestly think about you when I see Awesome Dude, like what he's doing in lore. I'm like, oh, how is Billy doing right now? What is Grimmijagers going to do with that? How much am I going to cry?
Made when I did a couple like reaction posts after he did his recent lore streams. Are you okay with spoilers on your podcast?
From now on, guys, from this moment on, we have a spoiler warning from Rest in Peace. I am not surprised. Listen, most people who listen to this podcast come here from the Rest in Peace. It's technically a multi-fandom podcast. I've had two people who were in Rest in Peace here. Three people who were in Rest in Peace. We have 12 episodes. I think they know.
That's fair enough. Yeah, but some people are like, wait, Sam was in prison, and I'm like, yes. I had somebody in the comments have an argument with me because they thought one of my animatics I did months ago, before the jailbreak happened, took place after jailbreak. So, some people just are confused about the lore. Yeah. And it's like, it's no shame because it is complicated. I understand that. But like, I am not the person to argue about that. Exactly. I know my Sam lore way too well.
I think it's also the fact that a lot of people only watch like Tom Young Wilbur and Philsa, maybe Technoblade.
Oh, Technoblade.
Exactly. Oh, that's what the main characters.
The amount of Sam's a supervillain comments I get, I'm just like,
why?
Thank you for telling me you're a Technoblade fan that only watches Technoblade without telling me you only watch Technoblade. Thank you. And it's like, it's fine if you don't like Sam. That's not my point. My point is, don't be rude about it.
Exactly. No, I personally have a problem more than with people who say that Sam is a villain or X is a saving. I have a problem with people who say the SMP is dead. Because here's the thing, I joined the fandom in a time where people say it was dead. Like, I joined May 2021, when everything major. I never thought that Rubens and Peter had nothing going on because I started watching Captain Puffy and Foolish, and they were always online. I never realized that technically it was dead. It was not my thing.
No, I mean, I understand why people say that, because technically there's no main lore happening, but I think saying... Melon says that to spite me because I don't like Technoblade's character.
No, I don't like Technoblade either. I don't like Technoblade either.
He just said, no, me neither. He just says it to spite me. It's a reoccurring theme.
Listen,
it's okay.
Listen,
Melon,
I
buy you from commissioning me. You're commissioned. I request a no more welcome.
Listen, I don't like Technoblade. Technoblade is a very good character. He's an asshole. He's self-entitled.
Mm-hmm.
Marley agrees with me now, so I have that going on for me. And as a real anarchist, fuck him.
I think my main issue, and I've mentioned this in streams before, so it's like, no, it's not anything new, but I don't like Technoblade's character. But I joined just when the disc arc was ending. So I joined like just before prison arc stuff, which makes sense why I love it so much because I saw it happening live. And at first I was like, ooh, bloodthirsty pig guy who doesn't love that, because I really love violent characters because I think they're fun. And I was really into this character. I was like, oh, he's really cool, he's really interesting. And then the more I watch this character, the more I was like, oh, he's a hypocrite.
Best way to describe
And
him. Best way to describe him.
And normally that's fine, but then I was like, oh, that's fine, because there's plenty of hypocritical characters I like. Villains tend to just be hypocrites.
Yeah.
And then his more extreme fans came into my comment section. I was like, no, I just don't like you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't deal with that. Drama online isn't worth it. My mental health isn't worth it. I don't want to deal with 500 comments being like, actually, he's really misunderstood, and
he's
like
misunderstood. He's an ooze.
He's not
boy who doesn't want to
misunderstood.
kill anyone.
No. Because my issue is I came in just as like the height of you don't think of me as a friend. That scene was like happening, so that loads of the animatics were like that, and my issue is like I was watching this animatics and I wasn't having fun. I was like, why is he crying? We've seen through Technoblade's character, he's very stoic, he laughs, and that's about it. He has no that's just also because just of like the content creator Techno's voice, obviously, which is its own thing. But literally, when I was watching the entire clip of that scene, he was laughing, he was angry, but there was no sadness. It didn't feel sad. It just felt spiteful and angry. And I was like, I'm not seeing any spiteful and angry. And I was like, I'm not having fun watching this content. It's very well drawn. It's very, the audio's nice, whatever. But it's not giving me the satisfaction I want when I'm watching certain clips. I was like, okay, I'm just going to make it myself, because that's just my attitude in general. If I don't enjoy something, if I'm not happy with it, I'm just going to make it myself because I want to. What, you got to stop me? Exactly. So that's what I did.
Listen,
that's what I did, and I got so many comments.
That is the best. That's the best thing to have.
And I got so many comments. I got two types of comments. I got, oh wow, I didn't realize there was that much more to the scene, because I did the entire scene instead of just like that line specifically. And so I had half the people going, oh, I didn't know there's more context of the scene, or oh, I'm glad there's more. You showed Filza, you showed Tommy, you showed everybody. And I was like, yeah. And then the other side was like, actually you misrepresented Technoblade. He's actually sad. And I'm like, before that scene, before that clip of you didn't think me as a friend, he's laughing. So unless he's cry laughing, he's not sad. He's not crying. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk. I'm just saying you've made an, in my opinion, incorrect ideal of what Technoblade is because of your bias, which is fine. But I'm not gonna do that. If I want to draw a character,
this. Welcome to the voice. Thank you for following. Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
It's fine. But it's like, if I'm going to, and I've ranted about this in my streams before, I'm really picky. I did a TikTok trend where it's like, what's my toxic trait? And it said too picky. And I was like, yep, it's true. It's true. I'm very picky. And so I'm really picky with characterization. So if I want to make an idea, a story or whatever of an existing character, what I do is I go out of my way to research this character, because professionally, my Bachelor of Arts, my BA, is in cartoon and comic arts. It's in storytelling, visual storytelling. So for me, that's my passion. That's what I enjoy. I am getting a red face. And so, for example, if I don't know a character very well, like let's say Sapnap, and I need to draw him, then I'm going to research his character. I'm going to see, why he's upset that Dreams escaped, what happened between him and the others, little things like that. And so I do that effort to give him the correct representation that maybe the content creator Sapnap wanted of him. I try to give every character a fair chance. I don't like Technoblade, but I'm going to give his character a fair chance. I'm going to show him be emotional that Rambu's died. I'm going to show him being, maybe upset at his dog dying, even though he sounded really sarcastic. But, it's like, I'm going to give all the characters a chance, the fair chance, because I think they deserve that chance. And I'm seeing a lot of people in the fandom not giving characters a chance because of their bias.
Exactly.
And I've had the education to not be biased. Have your favorites, but don't be biased, because that's not fair for the creators, it's not fair for the characters, and it's not fair for the other people who enjoy the characters.
Exactly.
So that's my attitude. That's my rant on that.
That is a very good attitude. Listen, I will admit that I have a bias against Technoblade, specifically because I'm an anarchist and he makes me mad. But
yeah, of course, his anarchy apparently isn't even actually actual anarchy. Apparently,
it is not. I would go so long. I will not, because it will not be. It will not be again. But like, he has an idea of anarchy that actually exists in real life, But it's a very wide idea of anarchy, so I'm not gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
The important thing is that I can still
Fair
understand that
enough.
Technoblade is a very complex character and very interesting one, just like every other character. Here, Melon says,
Yeah.
Melon, I love your name, Melon. Melon Fusion, I love that name. Commenters can really about Grimmy's knowledge of the recipe character, since Sam himself said that Grimmy has picked up a character trait that no one else has, and that is true, and I think that is amazing.
Yeah.
I
There's a
love
clip
that.
of him. Okay, when he said that, okay, I was live on the stream. I was watching it, and I just basically using a Q&A, and I just said basically like, this isn't a question, but just I really love your character. There's so many little things about him, you know, there's so much layers, and I love characters that have like not forced depth, just natural depth to them.
Yeah,
and there's
exactly.
so much natural depth in Sam. And I was like, I love that so much. I just basically wanted to share my appreciation. And
Frubbles
Sam basically said,
18 too. Thank you for the follow. Yeah.
hey, that's my friend. That's my, and she's my
really?
university friend.
Oh, that's very cute. I'm Frubbles. I love your name, Frubbles. It sounds like
it's very
bubbles.
sweet. Yeah. And basically he replied to that being like, oh, thank you. And yeah, it says you've basically he said like, you've picked up on a lot of depth that I tried to put into my character, but I think other people haven't picked up on. And I'm just like, I am going to take this compliment and I am going to fuel that like everything I do. So that's like one of my main motivations when I do my animatics is Sam likes it. I want the others to like it as well.
Yeah.
You know, if I can do right by Sam, I want to do right by everybody else.
Exactly.
And it's the fact that it means he said in one of his first comments he's put on my channel, he said, you know, this awesome animatic, it makes me proud of my lore. And I was like, the fact I could make him proud of his story, of his lore, makes me really happy. And I want to be able to give all the other content creators that chance. Even the ones I don't like, even the characters I don't like, I want to give them that chance. I am flushing up. It is hot in here.
Ooh, who's that emote from Frubbles? I love it. So honestly, there's something you just said there that you like when depth comes natural to characters, and I love that too, honestly. The fact that Sam wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna write this great character. No, he just went with it and it came out amazingly.
He did not need to say my character started eating himself when he was chucked in the egg because he had no food. And I was just like, extra layer of trauma? Yeah, let's go.
He did not need to say that. He did. We're all just ignoring that.
He did not need to do a lot of things, but he did, and I love him for it. He does. What I love about content creator Sam as well, which I have issues with content creator Technoblade because of it. Yeah. It's like content creator Sam, somebody says your character's a villain. He's like, my character's not a villain. He's never done an awful thing in his life. And it's like somebody says like he killed a dog, and he's like, yes, he has. He just owns the fact that his character's done bad things.
He even said that my character, you should not be liking him this much. He was like,
but he criticizes people. He doesn't criticize, but he does sort of tease people who are like, somebody was like, oh, well, your character did bad things to Dream, and he's like, if you're just upset at my character for doing bad things to Dream, yeah, I'm not caught up on the law. And I'm like,
exactly.
Pop off, King. Like, pop off, King.
He knows that his character did awful things, but he also knows, hey,
and he has
a reason for arson.
He's having fun.
Exactly.
He's having fun, you know? But my issue then with people like content creator Technoblade tries to defend his character. Yeah. And it's like, you haven't given enough with us. You haven't, it's like, I understand why, because obviously I'm the same. If somebody's like, your character, ooh, I'm gonna be like, well, fuck you. You know? Obviously, like, I understand that. I understand that reaction. But the issue is that with Technoblade's character, there is a lot of inconsistencies with like the lore, the voices, all of that. And it's like there was, in my opinion at least, there was a lot of attempts at making Technoblade a sort of anti-hero or an anti-villain. That just ended up feeling kind of falling short. And it's like I can see the attempt, but it's kind of because of how the story went, it fell short. Exactly. And it felt like his character wasn't changing. Like his character may have lost things, but it didn't feel like his character was impacted by it beyond just being like, ha, you hurt me, I don't like you anymore. And just being like, but I am overpowered as heck, so I'm just going to destroy your entire country. Exactly. You hurt my feelings, I'm going to nuke everything you love. I was like, yes, that is a very rational reaction to your friend saying, I am not betraying my country because I love it. I just want my discs.
Yeah. That is
You
what I
know,
said.
and
Like,
just-
character technology just frustrates me because he's like, "Oh, you just treat me like a weapon." Immediately says that Tabo is the government, even though he's a kid, just because he likes
yeah,
boiling people down to
there's a
one
lot.
characteristic.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by Technoblade's character has a lot of hypocrisy in him, and it's not wrong. That's not bad for his character. I just don't personally enjoy that in the character. And I get really frustrated when people in my comments then try to act as if Technoblade has never done anything wrong. And I understand that is because he's a fan favorite in the fandom. I understand that. And people have like a bias for him. I understand that. I respect that. You know, if you enjoy the character, if he makes you happy, I'm not gonna have an issue with that. But when it comes onto like a how to put it, when it comes onto like me, this is technically my job, YouTube and all that. I make money off of it. It's a huge part of my income. For me, it's I take it very seriously because I want to, because like people like Sam who have said, or even Punk saw one of my animatics and he really liked it, and he said, and it's like that makes them happy because they like how I portrayed the character, and I want to give every character the chance to do that, even the ones I think are flawed. And a lot of people seem to not be happy that I'm doing that. There's people saying like, you know, this character is awful, and I'm just like,
and
you can say I don't like this character, but I like this character, and this is my channel, so what are you doing here? And also the things you've just said about this character trying to like defend your point are all characters at all points I could debunk in seconds, because you're not seeing the reasons, you're not seeing the story, you're not understanding the story beyond just this character's point of view. I'm trying to look at the story from a bird's eye point of view, which is a bit difficult when people like Dream don't stream that perspective, because then I'm just here like, sir, what are your motives beyond just control? And so many people in my comments are like, oh, Dream doesn't deserve, you know, the torture. And I'm like, even if he doesn't, it's like it's important to the story. You know, it's like a lot of people seem to forget it's a story, it's not real life. If it was real life, obviously it would be like, why the heck are you torturing somebody over a book? Get over yourself. But it's a story, so it doesn't matter as much as it would in real life. And I think a lot of young audiences don't understand that. They don't have that discernment to really understand that, which makes dealing with comments quite difficult.
There's no nuance in this fandom. They just take everything.
No. This character's good and this character's bad, and nothing changes. And I'm just here like, I'm gonna make you love and hate this character.
Exactly.
Like, I'm gonna make you see Sam's soft side and also him killing a dog. You can cry about it.
It's like, Sam kidnapped a toddler and kills that toddler's pet, and he kills 2 dogs from what we know of.
And he has a dog who he adores. Fran is the only reason he hasn't absolutely fallen apart yet.
Exactly.
And the fact he's killing 2 dogs kills him on the inside, and I won't be told otherwise.
Of course it does.
Oh yeah, Melon just pointed out in chat.
I was going to say that. I didn't want to interrupt.
That is my main complaint with the whole thing. The Dream SMP people have said so many times that the lack of communication between each other is insane. And it's like, it's not their job to do that, obviously. It's like an aspect of what they do. They're not doing it professionally, they're just having fun. But I think when something is as popular as this, when it's even more popular than some actual official shows, there is a level of professionalism you have to consider. And I think that's very difficult to do when the fandom, how do I put it? I'm trying to put it in a way that isn't like rude.
Don't worry, you can be as rude as you want.
When the fandom, because I think that a lot of the young people in the fandom aren't being, how to put it, guided. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not saying the content creators are responsible for the children. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that the content creators are letting the some of the fandom getting away with too much stuff.
I understand what you mean. It's actually something that came up a few episodes ago when we realized that maybe Dream doesn't have the responsibility, but he lets his part of the fandom get with way too much crap to not even say anything. Like, there is something.
And I mean, after the whole Manatreed situation as well, he should have been so much harsher with the fandom. I feel actually somebody made a really good video about it. Oh, The Right Opinion made a really good video explaining it's really long, but it really explains really well why the fandom is the way it is. And it's not wrong necessarily. It's just chaotic and it's difficult to maneuver. And it's like it's the way I can describe it is think of any toxic fandom and then none of them getting told off for it.
Exactly, because with normal toxic fandoms, right? It happens time and time again that the creators of the fandom or like the force behind it, they actively repudiate the fandom for it. Like, but with this, they don't have like the balls to do it. They are just over there like, oh, this made me sad, but it's not like the Mara situation made me so mad because it could have been handled so much different. But at the end of the day, it was just a bunch of kids reacting poorly to not even leaks, to just people trying to pretend they dog someone, comparing chins, saying, oh, this is a bad person because his chin is the same as like, I don't know, it just made me so mad.
It was just weird. It was just mind your own business.
Exactly.
I think that's the main issue with the fandom, especially because they're so young.
Yep.
Some of the content creators, specifically in my mind, Dream, have been a bit too how to put it, have promoted parasocial
they do promote it.
Dynamics
they do promote it
too much. Like parasocial dynamics are going to happen no matter what. I have a parasocial dynamic with Sam because he notices my stuff. I speak to him. That's normal. But I'm having the discernment to not think he owes me information. It's that sort of thing. That's the attitude. I think a lot of young people don't have that discernment yet. They haven't learned that they are not owed anything.
Exactly.
And that's me saying that. And I know some people will be like, oh well, we made them, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be in the place that they are,
Oh, give me a second. But Fusion asks, what are parasocial dynamics? I think this is important to say. Parasocial dynamics of relationships are when a person sees someone on a screen and decides, oh, this is my friend, or I am his boss, or this is my parent. That's a fans. I'm talking to me right now too. I'm looking at you. That is not a healthy relationship or boundary to have with anyone. I am mad at Chad right now because of all the trauma dumping, okay? I think this fandom has let it go way too far.
Yeah. It's basically the best way to say it is you make the person that you see on screen your entire identity, or like as important as somebody like a parent or a family member, but they have no idea you exist.
Exactly.
That's a parasocial relationship, basically.
Exactly.
And it's like, for example, let's go to Filza. For one of the viewers, one of his crows, Filza is their reason to live. They've helped him through tough times. They give him entertainment. He gives them entertainment and a community and all that. But to Filza, it's username, 10,655, and it's like he knows it's a person behind there, but he doesn't know them. Well, they know his wife. They know his living situations. They know his friendships and all of that. So we have an insight into their life, while they have no idea who we are. And that's a parasocial relationship. And I think when you're a bit older, you understand that and you're aware of that. But I think when you're quite young, you don't you haven't had the discernment yet to really be able to understand that and know how to deal with that.
Exactly.
So you start taking, and also with hormones and emotions, you take things very personally. So when you then if somebody says, insults your favorite content creator as a joke, those people are going to be like, that person just insulted, I don't know, let's say George, and it's like, it was a joke, relax, it's not, he was laughing, it's okay, you don't have to get mad about it. That's what it means.
That goes back to what I always say, and that it is that the internet and this fandom specifically have no concept of nuance, and that worries me. That worries me. Like, it is nothing.
I don't know what it is. It's like everything I've seen in every other fandom, but like up to 1,000. I don't know what it is.
Exactly.
But I've had a few of those people, and I've seen one of the, so in my jailbreak animatic at the beginning of it, I basically said, if you're here to argue, get out.
Yeah.
I said discourse is not appreciated. Respect the characters, respect the content creators. Please just enjoy the month's work I've done.
Honestly, that is a 20-minute long animatic. That is a
no,
20
I'm insane. I know.
minute long animatic. Appreciation, please. 20 minutes long. I'm sorry, I'm an artist. I understand how much work a 20-minute long animatic is.
I really said,
I'm screaming way too much.
fuck me. But I had some people in the comments being like, why would you need to say that? And I'm like, I basically said, if you're here to be rude, I'm gonna delete your comment. And I literally had somebody said, why, if you're gonna delete the comments anyway, why are you saying that? And I'm saying, because I don't want to see it. I want to stop people from wasting their time. I want to make a norm on my channel. The norm on my channel is, if you're gonna be rude, I don't care where you come from. I don't care what your opinion is. I don't care. Keep it to yourself.
Exactly.
You know, if you're here to be rude,
I'm gonna be rude back. I have this rule, and it's that if you're gonna be rude, I'm gonna be rude back. I do not care. I have the reach of a potato. Back. No, listen, I have the reach of a potato. I am literally a potato. I don't know how I managed to get interviews with people as famous as you are. So like, I do not care if you're rude to me. I'm gonna be rude back. I'm gonna be rude back. I don't care. I don't take bullshit from anyone. Valid. Yep. Let's just say my Twitter blog list is amazing.
I think too many people expect politeness when they aren't being polite. Like, a lot of people expect, if they say like something rude or passive aggressive, and they almost expect you to just be like, oh yes, your highness. Oh, here is a perfectly answered question. It's like, if you're gonna be rude to me, first of all, I'm gonna ignore you.
Like, they are Karens. Secondly, they're little Karens, just online forms. I can be a Karen too, bitch.
And another thing I've seen in the fandom is a lot of adults acting immature as well. So it's not just the teenagers, not just the young kids, because the young kids, I typically give them a pass. It's like, I've been in your position. You're going to regret it in like a year.
Yeah.
So like I'm letting. The shame later on is gonna be too much, so don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
But when it's like people who are like our age, like
exactly.
Let's say I'm 23, I'm turning 24 this year. If somebody my age, 24, was acting like some of the people do my comments, I'd be like,
nope.
Tell me you have no friends.
Exactly. Tell me you have no life without telling me you have no life.
And it's I'm not saying that in a sort of making fun of somebody for not being able to.
I understand what you mean. It's just that.
But it's like there comes a point when it's not just you're an introvert. It's not just you find getting along with people difficult. There comes a point where it's just you are doing this. You are the problem. It's not that other people. It's not that other people are not understanding or not tolerant. It's like you are the reason that you are alone or that you don't have any friends. It's like, really sad.
It's the nice guy mentality. Hi, Janos. How are you? We're doing very good, I hope.
Yes.
It's the nice guy mentality.
I feel like this Q&A has turned into more of a here's what's difficult about being in the fandom.
It always does. I don't know why. It just we can go back to a Q&A actually. Going back to the fact that you made a 20-minute animatic, which I still find is impressive. What made you shift to like you're that person in fandom who instead of making like songs and everything, you decided no. We need to have the scenes animated because it helps us understand the characters more. We have the dialogues and we have a way to visualize them. What made you decide to go down that path?
That's the content I enjoy personally. Any of the content you see on my channel is stuff I personally enjoy. So anything I make is stuff I want to see. So that's the first thing. And secondly, how do I explain it? I was seeing a lot, again, it started with the Technoblade thing. I've seen people do a line, and I was like,
oof,
that doesn't tell me anything about the character. Yeah. And then you had the other side of the fandom, which was like, I call it the cinematic trailer animatic, which is like stuff like Sadis and what a lot of people at the time were doing. Sorry, I got hiccups.
Don't worry. It takes me 10 hours doing a good
I'm suddenly really nauseous.
Don't worry. Sorry.
I'm suddenly really nauseous out of nowhere. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. Are you okay? Do you need a minute?
I don't know. I just got nauseous out of nowhere. Okay.
If you need a minute,
No,
don't
I'm
worry.
okay.
Don't worry. It takes me like 10 hours doing a good drawing and Grimmy out here doing like 500. That's the thing. You said that you were in art school. That is something I can do too. It's just, it gets easier to do simple drawings or more complex drawings with, it's something that teach us to do because they're like, you're going to work on this, you're going to be in the industry, you need to be fast.
It's just gonna be a job. You're gonna have to learn how to do
job.
100 drawings a day, and you're gonna like it.
I have 10 assignments for 10 different things, all of them on art. I have to learn how to work fast without dropping quality.
Exactly.
It's still impressive. I'm not saying it's not impressive. I'm just saying.
No.
There
I
is
completely
trauma
agree.
behind that knowledge.
See,
Are you okay?
I also have a really bad habit of the more I draw, the happier I get.
Yeah, me
So it's
too.
not I'm
It's
drawing
like-
this because like I have to. It's like I love the fact I can do this, and it makes me so
Yeah.
happy. And also, it's like it makes 8-year-old me very happy because obviously when you start off drawing, you think, oh, I'll never be able to do the things that people I look up to, and then I'm here like I can.
Yeah.
and
It's-
that makes me really happy. That progress makes me happy. And I did a drawing today actually of one of my favorite characters ever from Bleach, which is the same
Ooh,
show.
I love
Filza
Bleach.
got
Yes,
his
fun story about that. The first time I knew Represent Below, it was because of the M and Mac gaming things that I don't like anymore, but I love them. And I didn't know Filza's name for a good while. I just knew him. Oh, it's Urahara guy.
Yeah, Urahara guy. That was me as well. I was like, why is Urahara?
Give me a second. One of
killing,
my books is falling to the floor. I don't want this to be
Oh yeah.
this thing almost fall to the floor. I don't want it to fall down, so I'm just going to leave it there. Go on.
Yeah, no, the first time I saw Filza, I saw a clip of him killing Wilbur, and I was like,
Yeah.
why is Urahara killing an emo? I was like, what is happening?
He's like, what is happening here? Why is this guy
But my favorite character is Grimmijagers, which is where Grimmijagers comes from. And I used to never be able to draw him when I like at the hype of the start when I was about like 14. I didn't know how to draw him. I found it so difficult. And today I did my first proper fan art of him, and I'm so proud of myself because I used to never be able to do that, and now I can.
So cool. Honestly, like I remember not being able to draw Edward Elric no matter what I did. I could never draw him, and then now you just go to my sketchbook and there is random Edward Elric drawings because Full Dragon is my thing, and I'm like, yeah, become the person 12-year-old you wanted to be. Why are you depressed?
Exactly.
No comment.
But going back to the question of why did I decide to do storytelling is that I was seeing a lot of cinematic trailer type animatics, like Sadist, and it's like and people always get surprised. I did not know about Sadist until way into the fandom. I did not know who she was, and she seems lovely, but I didn't know her content at all. It was actually a different content creator. I think her name was Amber Rose. Something like that.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know.
Her animatics, I'm assuming her, maybe they, I can't remember. I don't know their gender, but their animatics were the first one. I was like that got me. I was like, there's a story. I was like really excited about the story and Dream arguing with Tommy and everything. And I was like, I want more of these animatics. Why isn't there more like longer animatics of like the whole scene? I want to know the full context, and sometimes it's difficult to find, the original live stream, and there's loads of fluff and empty space in the live stream, and it's like I want more long animatics to have the whole scene in a fun visual. And I was like, and Amber Rose was the only person that I saw that was doing it in a way that I found entertaining, and I sort of and they basically what inspired me to sort of be like, oh, you can do that, I'll just do that then, so that's what started it off. And then I just decided, okay, but instead of 2 minutes, I'm gonna make it 20 minutes long.
Good. 20 minutes long. We kept going back to that, but you have to understand, I'm an artist too. I think that 20-minute animatics is the most impressive thing I have ever seen. It's like, what made you decide on a 20-minute animatic? What made you hate yourself so much?
The issue is that I was watching the jailbreak scene, like the jailbreak live streams, and I was like, so many people are live, so much happening. I'm just gonna go to every person's stream, and I'm just gonna like speed through it. Basically, is what I decided. And the main people I picked up on were Technoblade, obviously, Sapnap, Tommy, Boomer, maybe somebody else. I can't remember exactly. I think it was mainly those guys. And I was like, and me being me, I was like finding every single little clip of Sam I could find. Yeah. I was like, what is he doing? Where's he going? So literally, I would jump from stream to stream. So if he left like Technoblade stream, I was like, where is he now? He's on Boomer stream. Jump to Boomer. He's not on Boomer stream anymore. He's on Sapnap stream. And then I just jump from stream to stream. So I was just catching, because of how Sam's characters work, which is he doesn't have his own lore streams except when it's only him and Dream.
Exactly.
You have to follow him through other people's stories, and so that's what I was doing. And because of that, I was following Sapnap's story along the way, and Boomer's and everybody's. And I was basically picking up my favorite clips, like for example, all the clips of the jailbreak I did were my favorite ones, the ones I felt I could like do like a good like, okay, we got to point A to point B to point C. Like I was trying to create a timeline of like the important events basically, because I felt like, because in the back of my head I was like, people only know Technoblade's side of the story. They don't know that anything else happened, I bet you. And the amount of comments I've gotten saying I didn't know there was more going on, I'm like, yeah, I know you didn't. I know you didn't. I don't blame you, but I know you didn't. I'm very much aware. People have a right to watch
whatever they want, but like,
exactly, but it's character. Yeah, and it's like I understand, and then I knew more of a context behind, you know, why the jailbreak was so interestingly done.
It is very sad.
I'm not gonna say I was disappointed with the actual jailbreak itself. I was like, okay, but then the aftermath was like, yes, good stuff with the aftermath. But the jailbreak itself, I was like. At the beginning of Techno Stream, I was like, "Get on with it." I was like,
it's like,
You're funny. Your 4-4 breaking is very funny. It's very funny. This is a big event, Technoblade."
He has a very, I don't know how to explain it. He's like casual about his work. Casual. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce that in English. It's casual for me. It's like casual.
Casual. Yeah, it's whichever way is fine. I know what you mean. It's like it's his way of streaming, which is fine, but it's not my type of thing I enjoy again. So it's like so the jailbreak itself was a bit lackluster in my opinion, and but also because of they said that something could change like 5 minutes before the streams and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, I get that. I'll do with what I have, basically. Exactly. And so I did that animatic, and people really appreciate all the different perspectives. And that's the main reason why I decided to go with more recreating the scenes of the Dream SMP. Is there is so many little details to majority of the characters that I can play around with it. There's a lot of creative freedom. In like the visuals, not so much the characterizing, because I'm really picky about the characterization, as I said. So there's no real freedom, quote unquote, in the characterization. But I think with the visual side of things, you can have as much fun as you want. And I really enjoy that. I really like the freedom of doing that. Like I'm sure, like with like my, you know, quackity torturing dream scenes, I just was like, make it awful, make people cringe. You know, it's like without making the children cry. And so I was having fun doing that. So I was having fun with that, and so yeah, that's the side of it. It's like there's a lot of freedom with it. It was a challenge. It was fun. I wasn't seeing enough people do it. I was like, there wasn't enough of it, I found, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do it then because I'm having fun doing it. The idea sounds fun, and I've been doing it for a year, almost weekly. So I'm late. I'm late with this week's video.
You're impressive, honestly. I'm just going to say you scare me deeply.
I'm before I joined the stream, I'm working on the new animatic. I procrastinated this week because this week was just awful. So I didn't finish it, but I still have like 2 minutes left I need to deal with it. But I've done all the sketches, but so I just need to draw it.
When people make as much content as you do, I don't think it's procrastinating. I think it's taking a break. You should see it that way too.
I'm going visiting my dad on Tuesday, so it's like I'll take a break then. It's fine.
This is me mocking you.
I did the Sally and Wilbur animatic in 2 days.
I need a fucking moment. Okay. Moving on from that, because that time frame traumatized me.
I have to show off.
Yeah, you're allowed to show off, but that time frame traumatized me. Like, oh my god. You are allowed. You're completely allowed to. But that time frame traumatized me. You have to know that. You just traumatized an art student. Holy fuck!
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Clarice is
thank
insane
you,
in terms
Emily.
of doing art. Yeah, that is more than insane. But yes. Okay, so you have recently also made an animatic that I want to talk about because I am predictable. Awesome that you go.
Hmm?
Awesome that you.
What? Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You thought I was staying on YouTube with my chaos, but no, it's Yaoi Soulkeeper about to bring chaos to Twitch. I think that's one of your children.
So yeah, that's one of my burbs. That's one of my
Yeah.
burbs. It is. Hello.
Hello,
Soulkeeper.
Soulkeeper. Welcome to chat. You are
Welcome to
completely
chat.
allowed to bring chaos. We already have a pig named Arson. So you recently have also made an animatic that I want to talk about because
Yeah.
awesome that you. I am predictable and I have daddy issues. So
Yes.
what made you
yes.
change the normal narrative is that he's like Tommy's adoptive parental figure because that is more onto canon. What made you change to let's just make Tommy a creeper and say that is his dad?
Well, because the awesome dad dynamic is already existing in the canon, and a lot of people and people often ask Sam, is there a father-son dynamic?
He's like, no, and makes us sad.
With Tommy, and he's like, he didn't say no, but he said, I don't want to force it. It's like he feels it's weird to force family dynamics, which I 100% agree with. I never considered Tommy his son, quote unquote. I just saw him as Sam's character
Mentor.
was very fond, and was sort of like being a bit of a protector of Tommy best he could, without being in charge of Tommy, which I appreciate. I appreciate the respect between the characters.
Yeah, there's like mutual respect for once in Tommy's life.
Exactly. And the thing for me that always gets to me is Tommy is Sam's only weakness, which I know a lot of people will be like, oh, about this and that. Anything that has happened
canon.
in Sam's life that has gone downhill is because of Tommy. If and obviously, because you could also say, well, the explosions in the prison, but if Tommy hadn't died, Sam's character would be fine still to this day. He'd be a bit shaken up that it happened, but Sam's character would not have had this destruction like he's had. And this is like I'm a sucker for like father type characters, not even like fathers, but like fatherly characters. I am weak for those characters. Literally, majority of my favorite characters have a fatherly or like authority figure type aspect, because I'm just like, I don't know. I just love it.
I get it. Listen, if you go to my favorite tags, it doesn't say a good thing about my attachment style to parental figures. So let's just say that. I understand the feeling.
There you go. And Sam's whole character is, in my opinion, very fatherly, full of flaws, full of mistakes, but incredibly fatherly. And Tommy is also the only person Sam has shown leniency to, aside from Krusty.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally,
so much leniency. Tommy's not dead. That shows something when it comes from Sam.
Exactly. Like, literally, people don't seem to understand the importance of the fact that Sam did not kill Tommy on the spot when he found out that he infiltrated.
That sounds
if it was anybody else, he would have massacred them.
Exactly.
He massacred Punk without even a question.
Didn't think twice about it. He was like, no, you made something wrong, even if it was for nothing, I will fucking murder you. He saw Tommy and he was like, no.
He literally was like, he literally said like, he's like, I am so close to killing you right now, and I was like, my feelings.
Yeah.
And that whole and that's actually the first animatic that Sam actually commented on. That's the first one he ever saw of my animatics. So that one is like, I have peaked. This is what started it all.
So selective.
Exactly. And so basically I used what was already in canon. I decided, okay, but what if Sam was in charge of Tommy? Tommy was his actual responsibility, basically. How would things be different? And I basically just wanted to create an alternate universe that was more wholesome. Yeah. It's not actually wholesome because Dream still exists, but
but on the other side we have baby creeper Tommy being scared of Fan Frost, and I think that is as wholesome as it gets.
There you go. But it's like, for example, Tommy in my Awesome Dad AU, he's still scared of Dream. He's still traumatized by Dream. but he's not like broken down like he is in the main
Exactly.
canon. And he and Sam has a sort of like borderline overprotective aspect to him. So he's
Yeah.
like you're not going to the prison. I'm giving you Sam Nook so that you're safe. You know, he's like, you stay with me. You know, he's literally like on top of like any situation that involves his son. He's like, because especially after the whole Mangtopia, the Mangberg situation, especially after all that, like he's like, no, I don't care anymore. I'm there every single step of the way. Tommy, you could complain all you want. You're gonna deal with it. You know, like. And it's like, I think, and the way I'm sort of characterizing it is Tommy complains about, you know, Sam always being in his business, but at the end of the day, he does really depend on him because he realizes how like vulnerable he is to the other characters. And even though he is,
he can't get the green, but it's showtime. I'm kidding. You gotta to try. Oh boy. I'm sorry, I don't like to interrupt, but I just found that so funny.
Apparently I'm Tina Kitten.
Apparently you're not Tina Kitten. At least you have been foolish in real life.
But Tina's an artist, isn't she?
I don't know. I have never watched a Tina stream. I don't know who Tina is. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I know she's friends. I know I've seen her like as part of other people's streams, like Foolish's stream and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's my only scene. I think the fact that I only know Tina because I like Foolish. That's a scene. I should like.
Tina seems sweet.
She's lovely. Funny. She seems lovely.
Yeah.
Like Tina Kitten, yeah. Let's give Tina some appreciation. She made a lot of stream her first day.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, so my Osam Dad AU is just what if it's basically how about I give everybody a break and give some wholesomeness instead of making everybody cry. And seeing how it's
use Baby Bang as a song.
Yeah, so
that song in itself makes me cry.
Well, that's not my fault.
It's Dumbo. You knew what you were doing. I think I'm against you. You knew what you were doing.
I was making it a happy sad. It's uplifting. It's happy. There's hope.
Yeah,
you know. I know, but it's happy. It's happy.
Yeah,
it's happy.
It is
time.
very happy. I like the Spider-Verse reference at the end.
Yeah, no, it fits. You can't tell me it doesn't fit. It fits.
It does fit. I hate it, but it fits. It fits so well. Oh my god.
Yes. So I did it because I wanted something wholesome for a change.
Yep. Grim is evil. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So
you stick around, Melon. You obviously like it.
Agreement noises. Yeah. My agreement noises is literally just yeah. With that face. Yeah. With that face. It's a good noise. Do you have any like onomatopoeias that you do? Like yeah.
I'm not sure. I tend to just go yeah. I go yeah.
I go yeah.
Like even with my parents, I just go yeah, and they're like yeah.
This is a yes cycle.
I tend to talk to myself a lot, like because I live on my own, so I tend to make like noises out loud on my own, just because it's that, or I put another YouTube video on. So I tend to just do that.
Valid, absolutely valid. So, going back to you, and you have also recently started making animatics for your own OCs. How does it feel like the shift in audience when you go from like being like a big part of fandom to like trying to enter your own original content in your normal one?
Well, I started off making my own OCs. That's how I started off with YouTube and everything. So if you go back to before like my Dream SMP stuff, it's all just OCs. It's all just OC stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just her thing is torturing chat. It is. I love it. At one point I was drawing Ghostspur being killed by Dream, and I made sure to make chat appreciate every single frame that I was drawing on stream. And I was having the time of my life.
Valid.
And because one of my IRL friends and is also one of my moderators on YouTube, they call themselves a Wilbur-Kinney. And they were like, Ghostspur, my baby, and I'm like, look at him getting strangled by Dream's chains. Look at it. Look at it.
listen. They are not available anymore because it's been like months. But I have had 4 different streams in this channel called Drawing Video Angst and Talking About Lore. I like that strategy very much.
It's fun.
It is fun
and
to make
chat
chat
cries,
suffer. It is
and
fun.
seeing chat cry is funny.
Yes.
And whenever I get people, I get so many comments like, "Why would you do this?" I'm like, "Funny."
It is funny. I don't know what to tell you.
Funny. I like the reaction. Give me the reaction.
That's why it made me cry. First animation that makes me cry in a long time.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm happy to trigger your emotions.
Yeah. Listen, yeah, that is about it.
I started back in the day when I first did my YouTube channel. I was still in secondary school, so it must have been like 2017, 2018, something like that. 2016? Anyway, I started my YouTube channel. Well, I had my YouTube channel for much longer than that, but I only started uploading then. And I just started off with my OCs, fan OCs, my own character, my own story OCs. I started off doing that. So for me, it wasn't unnatural to post an OC animatic, but for me, it was more okay.
Give me a second. You're like frozen. Give me a second.
Am I frozen? Oh yeah, you're frozen to me as well.
Oh,
it might just be connection. Oh, I see you.
Wait a second, my Trinity channel speaking Spanish, trying to learn how to make popcorn. Wait, tenés que poner manteca. Escúchame, en una cacerola, manteca. El pisingallo, azúcar o sal, lo que quieras, revolver con la tapa puesta. No es tan difícil, güey. No es tan difícil. A ver, buscá en YouTube. Yo no soy Google. She's treating me like I'm Google over here. I am not Google. I'm in a podcast. It's important. You're a mod.
It's always like that in the chat. Chat's always like, what is this thing? It's like, you think I know?
This is me ranting in Spanish because my twin just asked me, chat, how do I make popcorn again? My twin is in another house. My twin is going with their friends. Like, hey, Bella, you know Spanish. That is good. Like, my twin is with their friends over there. Just, hey, instead of Googling, how do I make popcorn? They decided, I'm going to butter hats in the middle of their podcast. And I just...
It's beautiful.
Died for love there. I think my twin is here.
Melon got told off by the bot.
No, Melon, listen. I only keep Diamond because... My twin is here. Google.
No, decime.
Okay,
Pones pochoclo, aceite y azúcar en el
No, primero pones aceite y pochoclo. Sí. ¿Está bien? Con manteca queda mejor, pero aceite porque no tenemos tanta manteca. Cerrás un cacho y revolvés mientras... Primero revolvés con el aceite puesto ahí, que no se peguen. Revolvés.
No tenemos como la pochoclo.
No tenemos mucho que exacto. Revolvés con una cuchara de madera. Y le pones azúcar, revolvés más, tapás y rezás para que no se te peguen.
Te adoro.
Yo te odio, fuera, que no se quede por dentro, que no se quede por dentro. Se te va a quedar lleno adentro. Andá, llévatela, que si no van a ladrar.
Vení, Jenny.
Deja de joder. I am so sorry about that. I am so sorry. My tweet just said
It's fine.
It's fine. I'm so sorry.
It's absolutely fine. It's so fine.
I'm just over here like speaking this Spanish and casting my tune out, and you're like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
It's fine. Don't worry. Literally, don't worry about it. I grew up with like Spanish and Italian, so I don't understand, but like I get it. It's okay.
Yeah. Melody is just over here like the language of my people. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I can cast in 4 different accents, 2 different. I mean, like. Normal. If you can still agree with Spanish, probably sound loud. Yes. We are Argentinian and Mexican. We are very loud. I love
Spanish
that.
families are that's how you show you love each other. Oh, yeah, my family's like that as well, but we're French.
I think it's something that Americans are very boring. And
I wouldn't know. I've never met a full American family.
Good for you. My cousins are American. They're like, they don't understand why we scream for everything, and I'm like over here like, it is either the autism of the Spanish, you choose. We just like real loud.
I think in Europe we were very similar. It depends on the country, but with my family we're so like we got so many different people from different countries that we're just like a European mash.
Yeah, me too. Us too. We have like people from like I am Mexican, my twin is too. Most people are Argentinian. We have Spaniards. We have United States citizens because they like explain Señor Pelo, and he's like he's Señor Pelo. I love him so much. A lot of the things I do in my
He's
day-to-day life,
great.
a lot
Señor
of my
Pelo's
teams,
great.
a lot of my teams are just Señor Pelo. Like seriously, it's just I have
great.
fan art of Señor Pelo Dandy, like my YouTube. In 2019, I made like a YouTube animation squad fan art. Señor Pelo is there. He has no right, but he's there. I just love Señor Pelo. He's representing. I'm sorry. We can go back to topic now.
No,
so
it's
sorry.
fine. It's fine.
I doubt it's going to happen again. That is gonna be so fun for the YouTube watchers.
Woo. With the OC stuff, it was more. It's not so much. It was weird for me. It was more how are people who are new to my my channel gonna react and be like, wait, you have OCs? And I'm like, over 100. Don't ask. So it's like, here's like 5. Have a taster.
Exactly.
And it did really well. Like for a non-Dream SMP video, it did really well. It has 7,000 views, which for me, I'm really happy with, because it's usually quite difficult to get people to watch your original content.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, for some people, they make one animatic of their OCs and then boom, it blows up, and then everybody loves their characters and it's great, and that's their whole channel, and that works really well for them. That didn't happen for me. But like that doesn't stop me from continuing making the content I want to see.
Yeah. No, I'm like from America. We don't have money for the drive-through chat. I'm so sorry. Like
So I remember my mom one time. My mom and I were lost in the town I'm currently in, like years ago, before we I even thought of moving here. We got lost and we were screaming at each other over the map. I was like, where are we? I don't know.
The good thing about like being raised by my mom is that my mom she's shameless about asking for directions. So I am shameless too about asking for directions. If I'm lost, I'm just, hey, mister, do you know where this street is? Is the street next to this one? How are you this lost? I don't know, but I'm just
Don't ask me.
Yep.
No, the issue is that when I was younger, my mum would be the one driving, and my mum has no sense of direction, while I do. So she'd be like, we're going this way, and I'm like, we're going in circles. And she's like, well, then where do you think we should go? I was like, I don't know, stop somewhere. We can so that's the issue with my dad. And my dad is a big fan of, how to say, guided tours, which is, we're lost and we keep going. We keep going till we find our way back. And I'm just like,
I don't have a dad.
Dad, I have never seen this place. Are we even in the right country?
Right. You I forgot that you're like from like Europe, where you can just walk for an hour and be in another country.
Yeah. In a day, you can go for like 3 countries. Yeah, I'm not joking.
That is terrifying.
So for me, the idea of like America and everything, where it takes like a week to get anywhere, is like,
yeah, no, like this is like my country is like smaller than America. We don't have that many YouTubers. That's great to make changes in your original content. It's guaranteed to be not successful. Listen, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm from Instagram, but yes, my account used to be only OCs, and it did really good. Then I became a Dream SMP bitch, and it was like, oh wow, this is what success look like. I still have like 200 followers.
I don't have that fear personally, because it's like, even if nobody's watching, I'd still be doing it. That's always been my attitude.
Oh no,
so it's like
I'm like over here.
So it's like, I think that's why I'm quite happy of having a gradual build up of subscribers, because like I went from like 20k at the beginning of 2021, and now I'm 50k later, So it's like it is a big progress, but it's not as quickly as, let's say, anybody else in the fandom. There's some people who've like had 100,000 in a week, and you're like,
I find that terrifying. Like, I honestly don't understand.
I don't want that. I don't want that. That freaks me out. I think, and I was watching one Rambu's interview with Anthony Padilla.
Yeah,
I can't say his name.
Anthony Padilla.
Yeah, and he was talking about how he just suddenly blew up, and he's terrified of losing it, or was at the time terrified of losing it. And it's like, for me, I like the gradual process of little by little, because you can really form like quite a nice community. And for me, it's like I don't do this for the numbers. I do this because I want to have fun. I want to interact with people. I want to have a place where people can come to and just have a good time.
That's
A
really
place for people to be
nice.
entertained. Which is why I get really frustrated when people then start arguing, and I'm like, "Don't argue. That's not the place to do that. Go
You're
to
just
Reddit.
trying to
Go
have fun.
go elsewhere, not
Exactly.
my comment section. Leave. Sayonara.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
I would love to say that, but the thing is that right now my main is Twitter because my community is on Twitter. Like I have friends on Twitter and everything, so I'm like I cannot even complain. I just block people. I've been bumping into a Piglin in the corner. It's just Robin occasionally Steven on my Piglin's shoulder and just head pops the entire time. Listen,
I love that. Yeah,
that Piglin is called Arson. That Piglin is called Arson, and it was named by my chat. You are allowed. You have to bob to him. Like my listen, I'm going to show you something. My coming back soon, like that started not starting soon, but my coming back, I'm trying to find you're completely allowed to bob
That's
to
really
him.
cute. That's really cute.
It
That's
is,
cute. I
love
like
it.
that idea.
If one day I'm famous, that is just going to be my merch. It's just going to be Arson.
I love that. I love that. That's really cute. The reason he's saying the Soulkeeper is saying the Robin. I love that. That's really cute.
Yeah.
The reason our Soulkeeper is saying Robin is because the way that I visualize my chat, YouTube or Twitch, are really fat robins, like really fat fluffy robins. And a lot of them are like, I want to be like a crow or whatever. I'm like, no. You're all fat, chunky robins, and you're gonna like it.
Good. Mine are just literally they are just dancing
here
piggies.
on my shoulder. just little fat robin. So that's what Soulkeeper means by robin.
Good. That is so nice. My channel literally, I just think of them as like baby piglins. Literally, it's just like because arson is such a thing in my channel. It's just like you're piglins that. Because my main thing is doing like green streams. When I'm not doing Fancast, I'm just doing green streams. So I just think of like little baby piglins who sit around me in a fire, and I just read stories to them.
Aw, that's cute. I like
it
that.
It sounds cute
that's
until you learn that I love choosing angsty things to make my chat cry.
Grimmy, I want this place to be a place for people to have a good time. Also, Grimmy, tortures those players for death and graphic swap. Well, I could have made it worse. I was being PG for the children. I used to do
no one thinks of the children anymore.
I used to do Goretober every year. I am not beyond drawing horrific scenes. However, out of respect for the content creators, out of respect for the children in the fandom, I am not going to do that. Except when I'm drawing Sam's death scene, because I have an idea for that scar, I am so hyped to draw that scene. You have no idea.
I'm taking dance lessons from your chat. Taking people in Grimmy's chat like and chaotic version.
No, not them. Oh, come on, Soulkeeper.
Good. Bring the chaos. Keep the chaos going.
Red cult. We have arson. We have the crab rave. I have enough.
I have arson here, and on Twitter I had to combat a Druidis cult, which is just as you sound. It is a cult based off the Druidis banner that Dream liked. It is a cult that I had to fight it on the side. So like we have chaos to go around. Yes.
No, it's fine. It makes the streams fun. So
it makes them fun. It is funny. It is honestly
sometimes I find I saw this is on like a Foolish animatic I saw where it's like Foolish is just doing his own thing in his stream and he looks back as like why is there a divorce happening in chat? It's like they're taking my snake. There's a divorce. They're getting back together. And it's like he's like what is happening? You guys just made your own SMP in my chat.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like that. We also have top sip. Yeah.
Give me a second. I need to pull like my computer up because it is like it is having trouble with the ventilation. There we go.
That's alright. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have on my server. We have a role called Top Simp, and one of them, and the main person is called Iris. And we bully them to death. That's great.
Good, that's good. It is good.
They were like at the beginning of it. They're like, I'm not a simp, and then it's like then later on they posted like 20 pictures of Crackety, and it was like, Iris, I hate to tell you.
I have bad news for you, honey. You are a simp.
I have some bad news for you, but I understand. But
The thing is,
own
like,
it.
yeah, the good thing is that because I am like aro ace, I don't sim for people, but I do sim for people. Like I have like zero straps of foolish downloaded my phone because I think it's funny, and I have a friend on Twitter that I sim for him like 24/7 on Twitter because we're friends. It's like yes,
Fair enough. Why not? Platonic simping. I love it.
yes. Honestly, like if
Um,
he's watching this stream, that's gonna be like so awkward because I just like said, oh yeah, this person I'm simping over platonically, but yes, it is like that. How does it feel to know that there is like a literal community built around you and your content?
wait, what? What was the
How does
community?
it feel knowing that there's a
Ah,
community that was built around you and your content, like your own little mini fandom? Inside
it's
of
a bit
fandom.
weird. Not gonna lie, it's not weird in a bad way, but it's a bit like.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like you talked about that. You mentioned me being famous. I don't see myself as famous at
Yeah.
all. Because like for me, I'm not anywhere as big as like other people in the fandom. So for me, I'm just like I'm that one that does that thing over there. It's like, eh. But then at the same time, it's like, for example, if I go on Osam Dude's chat, for example, when he's streaming, people will say, hi Grim, loved your recent video," and they'll notice me and they'll know who I am. And for me, I'm
Yeah.
like, hi, hello. Or like, for example, recently I went to Ponk's chat because I watch Ponk as well,
Yeah.
and he was talking about one of my animatics, and people were being really nice about me and my work, and it's like these people know who I am, and I've probably never spoken to them. So I think that's the weird side of it. Is so it's a bit again like the parasocial relationship thing, but but less so because I don't do that many like face streams. So it's more of a they like my art. They that my art seems to impact them, and I don't know that. And I think for me, it's both strange because it's like strangers know me or whatever, but also it's like it's also really nice because it's I I grew up with assuming people only liked me because of my family, because of where I came from. And that was a huge insecurity for me when I was growing up. Until I went on my gap year, I literally just went to a country nobody knew. My family is worldwide spread, but nobody lived in India when I went, and I decided I'm gonna go volunteering for 4 months in India because I just need out of
You need like
this. I just need Europe. Bye. I'm leaving.
the monkeys.
And I went. That's what
I'm sorry. Go on. I'm sorry for
Soul
interrupting.
Keeper, I'm gonna yeet you.
Tripanjan.
And so for me, it's like, and then I made friends who liked me for me without knowing who I was and who I came from, and so that sort of boosted my confidence. But so for me, it's like having people who don't know me at all say nice things about my art. For me, like that's genuine because they don't know me, they don't have a bias about me. So it's like having these random people online being like, oh, I really like X, Y, and Z of your art. For me is genuine. It comes across as real and genuine for the most part. Some people just say stuff to try and get your attention and just like tell me you want a shout out, just say it.
Yeah, I hate that. I honestly like hate that.
Kiss my ass, just tell me what you want, and then I can
I hate the
ignore
fact
you,
that I
like.
now dread when I see like a comment notification on Instagram. It's like, what kind of asshole is gonna be this time?
Like, can we be YouTube friends? It's like, nah.
No. No.
Pay me, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which is actually how Melon and I became friends. Melon donated to me, and I was like, I feel bad for you donating to me. And Melon was like, don't. And I was like, well, I will.
That is completely nice. Like people being like, oh, but why are you asking? Like, I'm traumatized from when you yeeted me for spamming E. I don't understand why I can just break chat rules. I have no consequences for my actions. It makes some sense. Exactly. It's like I don't like people who come into a chat and they're just trying to be like for example, one time I had this person come into chat and was just literally like, oh, I have more followers than you. And I'm like, yeah, and banned. Like
Good
literally.
for you.
Good for you, but why are you?
Yeah.
Why should I care about you? Like people may feel like you say, "No, pay me first." It's just
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's a cry for attention as well.
Exactly.
Some people just say stuff to get your attention. I think one of the situations is like those people aren't the people who are going to support you, so you don't need to tolerate them. And I get that with
Drove like 200
did.
euros. I met them because I had money that I wanted to keep. See, that is valid.
He
That's
did.
completely valid.
He paid my bills that month.
Good. So I'm gonna do some
which
promo
I
now then.
appreciate.
If you want to support Fancast, that is a joke. That is a joke. Nobody take me seriously on that. That's a joke. Okay. I think the thing is that people are very interested, and I used to have faith in humanity. Now I don't. That is sad.
I still have faith in humanity.
The thing is, yeah.
I put my faith in elsewhere, not on the internet.
I want to dropkick attention seekers. Good. Listen, for example, right? I made a tweet, like, kind of jokey tweet, being like, I am mute with the author of Tommy Unbeatable Metal for Central Death, Fear Me. And immediately got, like, a DM of someone who wanted to, like, interact with me and be friends. And I'm like, why now? Who are you? Why?
Yeah.
It's just... It was very frustrating, being like, hey, this person just wants attention. This person just wants someone because they feel like, oh,
Melon.
I am mutual with these people. I am important. So they just want, like, a stay away. It's like, why? No.
Melon, control yourself. Melon, control yourself.
Be careful with what you're about to do. It's like, listen, just because you have money doesn't mean you have to give it away. I committed that mistake.
Melon literally said, I have money. Can I commission you? And I'm just like, you just gonna commission me because you have money? Excuse me. It's like, save it, Melon. Save the money.
Exactly.
No, Melon, do what you want.
Okay.
Do what you want.
Yeah. Like,
no, I understand. I'm quite lucky because so our some dude and I are mutuals on Twitter.
Good.
On his old account. So I have DM privileges that I'm very careful of respecting. You know, I've sent one DM and he replied and he was very nice about it. I paid for your McDonald's meal. I will do it for people too. Fair enough.
I know how, like, listen, Zookeeper is over here like, I will dropkick people, and Melody's just like, I am going to pay for somebody's McDonald's meal.
That is my chat in a nutshell.
I enjoy the chaos. I enjoy the chaos.
Welcome to my chat. Welcome to my chat.
Your chat is amazing. Your chat is very funny.
It is very funny. It's that, and also you get cries of "mother" in chat. Everybody, chat calls me mum, and I'm just like, sure.
The thing is like, Mama, fuera. The thing is that I don't like people who call me like dad or mom or anything in chat because I am the anarchist older brother. Mamá, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué estás buscando? Okay. I'm so sorry about that.
It's fine.
Gracias, te quiero.
Like, I'm your anarchist older brother. I am not your mom. I'm not responsible for you. If anything, I'm a wine uncle because I will give you money and just tell you how to avoid the police. So
and bad life advice.
Yes, dropkick, Melon. What do you want from McDonald's? Chicken nuggets.
No, I'm how do I put it? I'm that I don't have to explain it. I'm that mum I'm that mum friend. I'm the mum friend at my group. Before I went to university, I would have said, oh, I'm the social outcast. And then I came to university and I met Fraubles. And then I was like, you almost killed us by putting metal in the microwave. I'm gonna take charge of you. I am never letting that go. I have told that story 1,000,000 times. I am never letting that go. But she put an entire metal thermos in the microwave. And when I told her, you can't put metal in the microwave, she was like, oh, I didn't know that. And it's like, ma'am, you are 18 years old. So, yes.
The thing is that I'm the mom friend, but it is mostly because my best friend love coming here and grandfather my sister. Yes, hello Autumn, welcome to chat.
That is the one I said I tortured with Ghostbur. That is my friend. Hi Charlie.
Good. But the thing is, right, that I'm the mom friend just because my friends have less experience in life. They are all rich bitches that I love very much. But oh my god, you need some street. You need some street marks, bitch. He's like, I don't want to be the mom friend. I was forced.
Oh, you talk about me.
Yeah.
Charlie seems to think we're in a relationship, so we just have this dynamic of Charlie being like wife, and I'm like,
never give grandmother anything to get drunk. She made a cold call possible. Please explain that. I want to know that story. Now I'm curious. Soul Keeper. You're
I have a video called Opossum Butt, and it's just I wasn't drunk, but I hadn't drunk alcohol in a while, and I get very giggly and happy and basically tipsy. I don't let myself get drunk. I don't like the feeling of like being sick. She's my wife, ignore her. Shut up. Pay me. But basically I was a bit like as you know when you get in that headspace and you're like just like I was becoming chaotic basically is the way I'd describe it. And I don't remember why we were talking about cats, and I was saying and Charlie was saying how all cats are beautiful or whatever, and I'm saying some cats are cute in an ugly way, and I was like, and I remember seeing a clip of somebody calling Wilbur that like a specific word. I was like, what was that one word that
Scrunkly.
that yeah, that was, and I said that I was like, what is that one word? And somebody said scrunkly.
Hi,
I was like,
Mel.
scrunkly.
Welcome
And
to chat. I'm sorry.
welcome, Mel. Hello, Mel. And I looked it up online, and on Urban Dictionary, it's like scrunkly, and the example they use is I love opossums. They're so scrunkly, or something like that. And I was like, now I just got something of an opossum with Wilbur. So I was like, so I took a picture of an opossum screaming, and a picture of Wilbur, and I was like, look, it's the same picture. It's the same. They look exactly the same. And then because I'm a mess, I cut out Wilbur's hair and I put it on the opossum. And the problem is, all I did was enlarge it, and it fit perfectly. Like it should not have fit, but it did. And it was just like, and I was so I posted that clip on my channel. It's just called the Possum Butt, and I am actually like cry laughing. I am cry laughing during that stream. It's just I was in a different headspace. Is all I'm gonna say.
Valid.
So
Mel,
that's
thank you for
what
the
it
follow.
is.
Mel plays stuff. Thank you for following. Welcome to the void.
Does that mean I'm more of a wife than Charlie is? You can't.
I am a channel member too. Two can play that game. That is a joke. 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 That is a joke.
Is it? You said
it. Listen, I am the kind of person who needs to use tone tags because if not, I get confused with myself.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I have to say it because I think my voice. I joke. I say things like really passively, like randomly, and people just look at me like, I am joking. By the way, I am joking, and I have to clarify that because I know I'm joking, but I know that sometimes my tone doesn't come across like that because I'm French and we're passive people, so we say things like, "This is how I say it. This is French passive aggressiveness." You're so brave for going out looking like that.
Oof. I'm Argentinian. We're just assholes. We're like, wey, te falta culo para ese traje. Like, you are going like that, you don't have an ass. And like, we're just assholes. We don't have passive aggression.
I would say that now. When my friend asked me if this necklace she borrowed from a friend looked good, I told her, no, it doesn't look good with your eyes. And she was actually offended. I was like, your eyes are green, the necklace is blue. It doesn't fit you because our friend's eyes is blue, and so that fits her. You asked me to be honest.
You still need to shove a December. That will be the day of reckoning. God has forsaken us.
I need to be 100% like Sam shares my animatics with his friends without commenting on my videos. So for example, with like the one Ponk knew about. The one Ponk talked about. Sam made no sign of having mention of like knowing he was talking like Sam shared it to Ponk and didn't comment on the video. So as far as I was aware, he might see it, he might not, but he didn't comment on it, so I wouldn't know. The only reason I know he watched it is because he sent it to Ponk. So Sam does watch my content. So I don't need to send him a possum burr. He might just stumble upon it, and if he does, good on him. I am not going to use my DM privileges to send him a meme I made when I was tipsy on stream. I think that's going to give you minus points, and I don't want that.
Ask friends, to be honest. She's on his friend. Melon, I think you have Chandelier. That is so sad. But yeah, honestly, like, DM privileges are a good thing. I have DM privileges with important people, technically. So, like, I love that. I'm not gonna send
It's
you
great.
the
It's great. I know how you're talking about, oh, it's annoying when people like come after you because you're mutuals with people. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, well, I have DM privileges.
I have different privileges with people. You don't matter to me.
Yeah.
It's like my
Uh,
friends are used to becoming arson. Yeah, man, friends are used to be. Ah! My computer just fell down. Give me a second.
It's all right.
That's what happens when you have to put it on top of two like cups so it doesn't overboil. 2 cups and a phone for balance. Look, these are my stickers. If you like them,
Ah.
chat, you can go to my Redbubble. I am a filthy plugin. I don't have. I'm filthy.
Good, as you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Let's
Make
see.
that cash.
There we
Make
go.
that coin.
Yeah, like major alert, major alert. Yeah, exactly. It's like, like I hate when people like call me up, but like I'm also going to like, if I have DM privileges and you don't, I'm gonna use that against you. Yep,
That's
honestly.
funny.
So back to like, aside from
Yeah.
Sam, what is
Yes.
the character you like to like analyze more for animatics and stuff? Aside from Sam, because I think you already know you like Sam.
Yeah, whenever people ask, sometimes I get like newcomers in my chat. They're like, "Who's your favorite Dream SMP character?" And I'm like, "Guess, chat. Would you like to tell them?" And they're like, "Sam." I'm like, "Yeah, Sam."
Yeah.
I'd say it's a tie between Dream and Tommy.
Good.
So Tommy is the character that made me stay, basically. The first character I was introduced to was Tubbo and Schlatt, that dynamic. But Tommy's character was the one that I decided to stay for because I was really intrigued by his dynamic with Dream and like that whole thing, like the whole exile thing. Like I came in after exile, so I was like, interesting. So
It's hot. Yeah.
I know. You're the Fungus. And so I'd say probably Dream and Tommy as like a duo because I find Dream how to put it? I find Dream really interesting because he's so basic as a character, but there's so much depth to his basicness, if that makes sense. He's
exactly. No, I get what
really,
you mean.
if somebody was like describe Dream, I'd be like obsessed egomaniac.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's obsessed and he's an egomaniac and he wants control. That's all he does.
Yep.
And people could be like, oh well, X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, yeah, but that's because of that. That's the main thing about him.
Yeah.
Then you have things from that detail that make him more into depth, like the fact that he has layers and layers of lies. How he tells Tommy one
exactly.
and then he twists the reality. And then he uses characters' vulnerabilities to twist reality. Literally, the whole Sam situation was just him rewriting the history for Sam specifically.
Exactly.
And he would do he would rewrite history for Sam specifically. Yeah, no, but literally, it's like that's what I find so intriguing about Dream is that he has there's one characteristic to him. Let's be honest. People can say he sacrificed blah blah blah. It's like maybe he did, but that doesn't change anything. He has one characteristic, and in that there's so much depth to this character, just because of how he has a different face for every single person, and I love that. I love those types of characters. I find them fascinating.
What
and
I
then
love
like
about
Tommy.
Dream... Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, and I was just gonna say, and then I like Tommy because he's traumatized.
The thing, what I love about Dream is that he's the perfect mix between Heath Ledger Joker and a Looney Tunes villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's silly.
It's amazing.
He's a goofy villain.
He's so silly. He's so goofy.
Yeah, it's like go break that block. You got it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. He's like, you got it.
He's like silly. He's a silly
for example,
villain.
when he was like, it's like, I'm killing this like Loserville. It's like, and there's one occupant. You. Like, well, actually, I said I was going to live here too. So.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot, and I love him.
He's an idiot,
but he's also like a terrible villain who hurt so many people. Soulkeeper, welcome to. Thank you for following.
90%.
Thank you for the follow.
90% of the SMP.
Exactly.
I think like the only people, and even like people, earlier on in my animatics, I showed him having a singular string on Techno. And for me, that was like, that represents the favor. Because other than the favor, he has no control over Technoblade. But what I've noticed is that
Laundry is so sad for you. Laundry is hard.
sad chores,
Sad.
imagine.
I don't like them. Okay.
But one thing I've noticed of Dream is that even he doesn't manipulate somebody directly, he is more than able to manipulate an entire situation
Exactly.
to get people to do what they want, and
Yeah.
that's what he did with Technoblade. He did not need to use his favor to get Technoblade to destroy L'Manberg, because he knew Technoblade. He knew how to get Technoblade to do what he wants without manipulating him.
Exactly.
He could manipulate the situation into getting Technoblade to help him out. And I think people don't give Dream enough credit for doing that, because Dream is layers and layers of manipulation, control, and obsession.
I think
that's really
my
fun.
favorite example of that, and I'm going to say this because not enough people talk about this, is that Dream is the reason Tommy didn't stay with Technoblade when the choice was between Technoblade and Tabo. Dream is the reason why Tommy didn't choose Technoblade, because Dream proved to Tommy with one sentence that Technoblade would choose anything else before Tommy. He was like, because he was like, he knew that putting himself and asking for Tommy would force Technoblade to like turn him over. He was like, unless of course you want the favor. He didn't have to mention the favor. Technoblade mentioned the favor, and yet he got what he wanted in the end because Tommy was alone again.
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
His guess. I love him so much. He's a gremlin.
He's great. He's great, and I love that everybody's like, haha, homeless blob.
Yeah.
Who destroys half the server.
He's like, oh, you wouldn't know my house. He goes
fun.
to other school. He's like,
it's great.
I love him. I love him so much.
It's great.
But at the same time, Tommy. But that's fine because my favorite character is Quackity. So like, Quackity, Sam.
Quackity's great.
Listen, my top characters is Quackity, Foolish, Sam, Tommy, and then the other ones.
Yeah, no, I get that. There's the characters, like the characters I make animatics of are like my favorite ones in the sense, except Technoblade. I like my version of Technoblade.
Yeah, exactly.
I like my version of Technoblade.
Yeah.
Not so much the version people are trying to push, which is
I just don't like Technoblade.
When when he apologized to Tubbo, I was like, yeah, you better.
It's overdue.
I was like, yeah, it's a bit overdue, like 2 years. And people were like, why are people happy that he apologized to Tubbo? I'm like, because he's never apologized for all the other bullshit he's done. And they're like, oh, well, he's apologizing for not sacrificing his only life. And it's like, he should have. Tubbo was a child who did nothing wrong, who he was allies with. He should have laid his life down for Tubbo if he had to.
Yeah. The thing is that Technoblade is so self-righteous. I hate him.
Yeah, I hate that as well. I hate how self-righteous he is to the point of hypocritism. Because it's just like, we get it. You want to be like the cool anti-hero. Yeah. Even the cool anti-hero needs to admit some of the flaws, and that's okay. It's good. Yeah, anti-villain.
Because he's a villain who sometimes does heroic things for the name of villainy. In the contrary of an anti-hero, he's still a villain. I don't like him.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot. One thing I've noticed with not just GMSMP, but also just generally speaking, people like get really hung up on like this character needs a redemption arc. This character needs a redemption arc. A villain has to become a good person. It's like,
no, they
just
don't.
Enjoy a villain for being a dickhead. Just enjoy the dickhead. Just enjoy the idiot. Just enjoy the character being bad. It's fine. It's a character. It's not a person.
Exactly.
If it's a person, it's like, yes, I want the person to redeem themselves and become a better person. This is a character. One of my favorite characters of all time is this character from the Boys comic called A-Train. He is literally the worst character to ever exist. He's not even good, like in the sense of he's not even like a main character. He's like a side character who is the reason any of the plot happens, and the plot is horrific. And it's like, and he abuses the other characters. He is abused. It's like it's just endless, and he's just awful, and he's just part of the cycle of abuse endlessly. And I absolutely adore him because there's so many little details about him that is really fun to analyze.
Exactly. I like when characters
in real life, I would hate him as a person, but as a character, he's awesome, and I don't want him to have a redemption arc, and he doesn't get one.
Like what I'm willing to support in real life or of a character, and what I'm going to like a character for in fiction, it's different things. Like,
it's different,
honestly.
And I think a lot of young people, especially in the Dream SMP fandom, forget that there is that distinction between fiction and reality.
Yeah.
And they're not able to discern that. I had so many people being like,
nuance.
yeah, exactly. But so many people were like, oh, well, you know, for example, amputation is awful.
Mhm.
Obviously, you know, and it's like I've had a family member that went through that and it was awful. But it's like people were going into my chat, into my comments and being like, Sam is an awful person for chopping off Punk's arm. And it's like,
Mhm. Tell me
in the
something
same
new.
so in the same world where Sapnap is a pet killer, you're not going after Sapnap. Well, so many you're not going after Sapnap for doing that. What? Because it's early
Exactly.
lore. Yeah, he still killed pets.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like when characters die left and right all the time. An arm is it's not
We
good
have
for the
pet
character.
killers, child manipulators, fish fuckers, and you don't go to honor them with it. Like seriously, it's like tell me something new. I know that Sam is not a perfect epitome of human morals. My favorite character is Quackity. Do you think I care? It's like seriously, it's so frustrating.
Exactly. I mean, literally, the first I spoke about this like in a stream previously, but it's like my first impressions of Sam when I first got introduced his character was him feeling guilty over Tommy's death, and him chopping off Punk's arm, and I was like, fatherly figure, and then I was like whiplash of like I missed something. Clearly, something happened, and I was like, hello? Is this a nuanced character?
Yeah.
And then it went downhill from there.
Like for example, and people are going to hate me for this. Character Tommy in canon, he's kind of an ass.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's
100%.
the thing. If the only way you can like character Tommy is making him a boiled down, broken down version of a child who like heals and becomes like a flower boy, you don't like character Tommy. You just like the idea you have of trauma people. I'm sorry, but I have CPTSD. It makes me mad when people don't allow Tommy to be an asshole. He deserves to be an asshole.
He can be an asshole. Why not?
Yeah.
It's fun.
That doesn't mean that he deserved it. He's still it's just nuance.
I think this is like also one of another thing with the fandom. It's like obviously I have my designs that I draw of the characters, and other people have different depictions of the characters, and that's fine. But then there's some designs that I'm like, I understand why you're doing it. I understand why you like it. I don't like it. For example, there's like a huge trend of putting like Tommy with little demon horns and little like a cardigan. Yeah. I don't like that design. It just looks messy to me, and not in a fun character design way. And it's not bad. It's just not my preference.
Exactly.
You know, the way I design my characters is whenever people are like, "Oh, what's your favorite like design that's not your own?" and it's like, my design is my favorite design. That's why I'm drawing it. If it wasn't my favorite design, I'd change it.
Yeah.
So I think that's that's not really a bad thing about the fandom. That's just something I've noticed of there's some like common trends, common headcanons in the fandom, and I'm just here like, nah.
Yeah, especially because like the common headcanons usually tend to stick to the main 8 or 7 or 8 characters, and I'm over here with my foolish like, hey, these characters over here, foolish, Sam, Pong, Quackity.
My headcanon for foolish is that he has a green emerald teeth.
Good.
And they're sharp, and I love him, and I love my foolish design.
I drawing foolish with like sharp teeth because he's a shark boy. He's like, because he's
great.
Like this also bad, but kind of foolish and foolish. He's like a golden retriever version of human. So imagine him smiling like just with a sharp smile, and people are just like, no, don't hurt me, and he's just like
he's a golden retriever as a human that has committed many crimes apparently.
Yeah,
and I love
exactly.
That.
He has killed a child, but he's I love that too.
It's like, great. It's great. Love it.
Like there is like that picture of the cat who like the cat is a master of human manipulation, you know, but it's just a kitten.
Oh, it's cute. It's cute.
I love that. I just love that. I honestly I'm over here in my little bit of the fandom, doing my shit. You just can't fight over headcanons over there. Like seriously, it's just like that.
Yeah. And also, and you mentioned like how on Twitter, if like you don't want to deal with someone, just block or mute them. I'm the same with I'm the same with any content in general. If it's like, for example, like some people, like who are, I forgot their name, but somebody made an animatic recently called Rambu's Choice.
I don't know.
And it's a depiction of Rambu's death, and I've said this on my Discord. I despise the way they've characterized Sam. It actually pissed me off. I hadn't been that angry or frustrated in a long while.
I'm sorry. Yeah, continue, please.
It's all right. No, I hadn't been that angry over somebody characterizing Sam in a while. Like I saw a single frame and I was like, I already know what's going to be. And then they made him kick Rambo. He would never kick Rambo.
No, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
He was
They
just
made
holding
him.
him.
He was just like the way I depicted Sam, as arrogant as that may sound, is the way he would do it. He would not kick Rambo. Sam would not cause any unnecessary damage onto a person unless he thought it was necessary. He thought it was necessary to kill Rambo to prove to Technoblade and Dream that he was serious. Which, is it a good thing to do? No, but it makes sense to his character.
Exactly.
They're the same type.
Okay, gracias. Por favor, gracias. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Like,
for example, at the moment, I'm finishing my final Warden animatic, which is a 2-part animatic of Frost and Bad Boy Halo arguing with Sam, which shows a side of him, which shows an angry side of him. He's angry at Anne Frost, he's angry at Bad Boy Halo, and they're mad at him, and it's angsty. And the second half is the final Warden animatic, like a final Warden stream where he's leaving the prison. And at the end, I'm making him interact with Michael because he's going back to his village, to his little island. And I don't know if you've seen my You're Not Special Michael animatic, but Sam would. Some people seem to act as if Sam would harm Michael. He never would harm Michael.
He would not. He just has the child to keep out of Rambo. That doesn't mean he would like torture the child.
He literally said he wanted to create a safe area for Michael.
Exactly.
You know, Sam is not a violent character.
No, he's
not. He's a strict character. He'll hold you by the scruff of the neck. He's not going to slap you just for slapping you. He literally said he didn't want to be part of the torture of Dream. He literally said to faculty, I don't want to be in there. He would not hurt anyone unless he thought it necessary.
It's like, there is something that Vinny said.
In that animatic, I was so angry because it's like, he would never do that. And also the fact that you can clearly see that they're glorifying Technoblade in that animatic really pissed me off because it's like, that's not what happened. Anyway.
No, I just.
To be fair, I did glorify Sam a little bit. I did make him kick, knee Technoblade in the side, but that was personal.
Yeah, honestly. It's like
in that animatic where he punches Technoblade when Technoblade is yelling at Creeper Tommy and he punches him. I was like, that was personal.
Exactly, that was personal. That's his son.
Personal. That was me.
That's the thing. It's like, Sam would harm someone if it was to protect Tommy or Fran, and I will stand by that. Like, the only kind of like honest villain Sam I like is the part when they take his strictness and everything and take it to the max. Like, there is Fake by Multiple Kings, which is literally just Sam becoming Dream for Tommy, in the sense that he keeps Tommy at home and doesn't let him leave because he's like, I need to protect you. You already been harmed so much. I need to protect you. I'm the only one who can protect you. And I like that. I like the fact that they take him being strict military type autistic and just rolling with it. I like that.
Yeah, and
he would not harm a child.
No, he would never harm a child. He'd do the opposite. He'd protect them so much he wouldn't let them grow. Exactly. That's the thing. That's why he keeps Michael away for so long. He keeps him hidden away because, in my opinion, I think he probably sees characters like Michael as like the last, like what Tommy used to be like, sort of just innocent, you know, and having fun. I literally make a reference to that in my animatic because I want to make everybody cry, and I'm gonna make everybody like Sam, whether they like him or not, or at least hate to love him.
I am in danger.
Good.
This doesn't be like, oh, I'm going to cry, aren't I?
Yes.
Yes, honestly. So, we are about to run out of time, unfortunately.
Yes, that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the thing. You mentioned him earlier. This is the thing. I have a question I stole from Anthony Padilla. I need to roll down my sleeves for this. You have 2 minutes to promote anything you want. In 3, 2, 1, go.
My channel. I draw a lot of Sam. I'm a propaganda for his channel. Also, MX Autumn, Charlie in chat, because they also do very good animatics. They're very fun, and they need some love for it. They post once in a blue moon, but when they do post, it's a good post.
Good.
And also Frawballs 1802 on Twitch, because she streams very regularly and she's been doing it for many years and she's very good at it and she's wonderful.
Good.
Thank
So, everyone, thank you all so much for coming to this episode of Fancast. Remember, Fancast is live every Sunday, 3 p.m. BST, here on Twitch. Also, this week, there are 2 episodes coming out on YouTube. One with Sir Cantus, one with Tiffany Petit. Coming one Tuesday, one Friday on our YouTube, because I only had time to read them now. I got COVID. You can follow me here on Twitch for Fanfiction Night every Thursday at 4 p.m. PST. We just read Remix and Fanfiction and chill. That is where the name are coming from. If you like chaos, you're probably gonna like it. You can follow Fancast on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Spotify if you want more. You can follow Grimmijagers. Grimmy, you can follow her on YouTube. You can follow on Twitch.
If the social media exists, I'm probably on it.
Yeah, Twitter is I was the Twitter and TikTok. Like that is the thing. Thank you all so much for coming right now. Thank you all so much for being here. Good night.